Now, the little one there, I've seen her in the hallways on Paramount's.
Yes, that's Naya Rivera. She plays.
Hi, Naya.
Before Naya Rivera would star as the breakout character Santana Lopez in nearly every episode of the hit television series Glee.
You know what, Santana, Finn is in great shape, and your meanness only highlights your own personal insecurities.
And Rachel, your mustache is thicker than a Middle Eastern dictator.
Before Naya Rivera would win several ALMA awards, a People's Choice Award, and a Screen Actors Guild Award.
I definitely did not think that this would be happening. I didn't even think that I would be winning one, so the fact that it did happen, you know, I'm very speechless and very, very humbled.
Before Naya Rivera would disappear while out boating with her son, only to have her body discovered days later. Now at this point, we're all widely aware just how much of a bummer this year has been, and guys, it's just really not getting any better. Now it's been a minute since I had to make our last commemorative video of a recent passing, but honestly, I could have gone the entire rest of the year without one of these and, well, been all happier because of it. Now, unfortunately, this wasn't to be the case, and this past week, American actress, singer, and model Naya Rivera, she passed away during what appears to have been a boating accident.
Today, our search teams have recovered a body in the lake. Based on the location where the body was found, physical characteristics of the body, clothing found on the body, and the physical condition of the body, as well as the absence of any other persons reported missing in the area, we are confident the body we found is that of Naya Rivera.
The talented actress was visiting Lake Piru with her 4-year-old son when she disappeared. Now her son Josey Dorsey was found asleep on the boat, safe but alone. Now from what he was able to tell authorities, it sounds like his mother saved his life from drowning by pushing him onto the deck of the ship, but she was unable to save herself as well. Now it's a tragic end to the life of a young woman who had so much more to give the world. Now after news broke that a body had been found, Naya's friends and her co-stars, they jumped onto social media to commemorate her life. Her fellow Glee star, Chris Coffer, he wrote, "How can you convey all your love and respect for someone in one post? How can you summarize a decade of friendship and laughter with words alone? If you were friends with Naya Rivera, you simply can't. Her brilliance and humor were unmatched." Jane Lynch, she also wrote, "Rest sweet Naya, what a force you were. Love and peace to your family." In a lengthy tribute, Kevin McHale, he expressed his feelings that she was clearly more talented than the rest of us. She was the most talented person I've ever known. There's nothing she couldn't do, and I'm furious we wouldn't get to see more. Now, despite the tragedy of her passing, it's heartwarming to see so many of her friends come forward and express their memories, ensuring that Naya's legacy will live on one way or another. Hey guys, by now you know who I am. I'm here with a memorial video after the recent passing of Naya Rivera. And these are always my least favorite videos to make because the pain is usually still so raw. But just because someone's gone, it doesn't mean that they should be forgotten. And today I want to remind you all what made Naya Rivera so special in the first place. So without further ado, let's get into her story.
You're finished with that. You're gonna do some movies maybe when you get older?
Naya Marie Rivera was born in Santa Clarita, California on January 12, 1987. She was raised in Santa Clarita's Valencia neighborhood, and she lived in and around Los Angeles for most of her life. Now her father, George Rivera, is a retired actor, and her mother, Yolanda, she is a former model. Now Naya is the oldest of 3 siblings. Her young brother is NFL tight end Mikhail Rivera, who played for the Oakland Raiders and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Also, her younger sister is runway model Nikayla Rivera. Now with a pedigree like that, it shouldn't come as any surprise that Naya, she got involved with show business from a very early age, and I do mean early. Now by the time she was only 8 or 9 months old, she was represented by the same talent agency as her mother. She appeared in Kmart commercials when she was just a baby, but her first real acting gig was appearing as Hillary Weston in The Royal Family, a sitcom from the early 90s created by Eddie Murphy.
I'm gonna make some lemonade. Look at here, little pudding.
Grandpa, you got hairs going on top of your nose.
Go see your grandma.
Despite receiving critical acclaim and doing well in the ratings, the show was canceled soon after star Red Fox suffered a heart attack on set, which Naya reportedly witnessed firsthand. Now between 1992 and 2002, she had numerous small roles in series such as The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Family Matters, and even Baywatch. Then in 2002, she earned a role as recurring character on The Bernie Mac Show, as well as guest appearances in shows like 8 Simple Rules and CSI Miami. Now in between those shows, she also spent time working as a telemarketer, a nanny, and she even worked as a greeter at an Abercrombie & Fitch store. but it was being cast on the television series Glee that would turn Naya into a superstar. Now in 2009, she appeared in the series in a guest role, but the confidence and the charisma she brought to her character of Santana, well, it saw her promoted to a series regular by season 2 after she transformed into an assertive and confident foil for Lea Michele, the lead character of Rachel. If you watch the show, you know this already.
You know what? Just admit that even with all of your years of singing lessons and dancing lessons and only child adoration from your gay Broadway dads, that I am just as good as you.
Now, the character's contentious on-screen relationship was reportedly something that would spill off the screen and into real life. Now, looking back on the show and her relationship with Lea, well, Naya, she wrote that in her 2016 memoir, Sorry Not Sorry, Dreams, Mistakes, and Growing Up. One of the Glee writers once said that Lea and I were two sides of the same battery. And that about sums us up. We were both strong-willed and competitive, not just with each other, but with everyone, and that's not a good mixture. As the show progressed though, that friendship started to break down, especially as Santana moved from a background character to one with bigger plot lines and more screen time. I think Lea, she didn't like sharing the spotlight. Despite their conflicts, well, Naya, she always maintained that she held no ill will towards Michele, and that rumors of their feud were greatly exaggerated. Now, as Naya alluded to in the quote from her memoir, well, at the start of the show, her character was something of an afterthought, not much more than like a mean girl cheerleader meant to gum up the works for the main characters. But as the show evolved, viewers were let in on Santana's softer side, and she became a fan favorite thanks in large part to her coming out storyline, where it was revealed that she was a lesbian and in love with her best friend and fellow cheerleader, Brittany. Now, fans of the show, they shipped this relationship so hard that they willed it into existence and were rewarded with the first kiss between the two in episode 4 of season 2.
Lady kisses.
It's a nice break from all that scissoring.
We should do a duet together.
As Glee Mania broke out across the world, featuring live concert tours, a slew of TV awards, and best-selling soundtracks, well, many of the cast members featured on the show saw their solo musical careers blossom as well, and Naya, well, she was no different. In 2011, she signed a deal with Columbia Records and released her first single, Sorry, in September of 2013. Now, the song, it featured rapper Big Sean, and the two, they quickly struck up a relationship. They got engaged that same year, but within a few months, the engagement, it was called off. Now, on top of that, despite her deal with Columbia, well, Naya, she never released a solo studio album. Soon after splitting from Big Sean, well, Naya, she ended up marrying her on and off again boyfriend. I'm talking about Ryan Dorsey in 2014. Naya gave birth to their son, Josey, in September of 2015, but it wouldn't be long before she filed for divorce from Ryan, which was in 2016. Now, this separation, it was called off in 2017, but that same year, Naya, she was arrested and charged with domestic battery following an altercation with Ryan. Now, the case, it was dismissed after Ryan refused to press charges, and the couple eventually went their separate ways around 2018, and they split custody of their son. Now, Naya spoke about the love she has for her son as often as possible. When asked in 2017 what surprised her the most about being a parent, well, Naya, she had this to say. The unconditional love, you hear about it and you think, well, obviously, I'm gonna love my child. But it's so deep, even after Josey goes to bed, I find myself thinking of him and looking at pictures of him. And it almost brings me to tears half the time because that love that I have for him is so amazing. Now, Naya proved just how amazing that love really was by ensuring that the last thing she ever did on earth was save her son's life. Now, Ventura County Sheriff Bill Ayub, well, he reported on Monday.
It would be speculation to say at this point. There are a lot of currents on the lake that appear particularly in the afternoon. We believe it was mid-afternoon when she disappeared. The idea perhaps being that the boat started drifting, it was unanchored, and that she mustered enough energy to get her son back onto the boat, but not enough to save herself.
Now, that morning, a body was discovered at the lake and was identified as Naya's. Now, she and her son, they had rented a pontoon boat the prior Wednesday, and then when she failed to return the boat on time, well, people were sent out searching for them, and they found her son alone on the boat. Now, Josey told the police who found him that after Naya got him back on the boat, well, he turned around to look for her and saw she had disappeared under the surface of the water.
Detectives from our Major Crimes Bureau began working this case from the onset. Their work on this case revealed there was no indication of foul play and no indication this was a suicide.
Now, this is a tragic end to a talented life, but there's no doubt that she gave her life to protect the one thing that was most important to her. And with that, well, I think we'll end this video here. And, you know, guys, let's keep it classy in the comments down below. Pay your respects if you feel so. Yeah. What am I going to say? Okay, bye.